Hi guys, thanks for joining me. This is going to be another video where I show the kit that I'm building, and then I'll continue on to build it up and paint it and complete it all in the one video. I'm trying out my new phone, so I'm hoping that this will work. So this is Hasegawa's 1/72 scale Churchill tank, Mk.I, although you can make the Mk.II from the same kit. Sorry about the glare. I remember building this when I was a kid. At least I'm pretty sure I built it when I was a kid. It certainly looks familiar, the box art and the actual kit itself. So we'll just have a quick look inside and see what the details like, and then, as I say, the next part after that will be the actual build. I have to confess, this phone does like not being in focus. It takes a while to actually focus on stuff, so I do apologise for that, guys. I'll just get this a bit closer because I think there's some really nice detail that we can show on this. There we go. You can see on the road wheels there some nice detail, and on the idler sprocket. This is obviously the deck for the tank. And the other side of the track guards and road wheels. Get a commander figure in this kit. Toys at the top here. There's the gun barrel. And the last sprue is the other halves of the road wheels and the springs. Rubber band tracks for this, which I don't mind at all. Just have a quick look at the we'll just have a quick look at the instructions. So the instructions fold out. Quite straightforward for a lot of you guys who build kits, which will be probably all of you. Now, the difference between the two marks is here. So we've got the you see part 34, which is for the additional barrel. I assume that's for an additional gun and not a flamethrower. I'll have to check on that and perhaps mention that in a future video. So yeah, if you want I think let's have a look. It says there Mk.I has part 34. That's odd. Mk.II doesn't have part 34. So I'll be building this as a Mk.II then, without that additional barrel. What I may do is get to my local hobby shop and get another one, because he had quite a few of these, and so I'll have both the Mk.I and II, and then, as you know, I've got the Mk.VII and the Mk.VII Crocodile. I'd like to get quite a few Churchills if I can. I have got the Matchbox bridge layer, but unfortunately I've kind of screwed that up a bit. I've lost the decals, so I could try and use some decals from this kit, and then I'd have 5 176 or 172nd Churchill tanks, which would be a nice little group. So anyway guys, that's the build I'm planning to do. This is one of those that's a little bit of a gap filler when I'm waiting for things to dry, glue to set and so on. So yeah, I hope to get cracking on this very soon. So she's all together guys, no dramas at all doing this build, and it took less than an hour really. Everything as you would expect with Hasegawa, just sat in wonderfully, and the location parts were just perfect for slotting things in or onto the build. I said earlier in the video that I remember building this as a kid. Well, I've just looked at the instructions, and this was dated 1991, so I was 25 at the time, and I do recall now that I had like another phase of model building after my childhood. So the next thing to do with this is to get the undercoat on, some black spray paint on there. The tracks, I didn't realise, but the tracks are fully visible because the track guards on the later were on the later Churchills, not on the early ones. So the rubber band tracks are a bit short, so that will take some interesting hiding on my part to try and get them to fit all the way around, or at least make it look like that. So as I say, next step will be to get some black spray paint on this. So the build's been given an overall spray of Chaos Black, and what I'm doing now is just putting on the olive drab. Now this is from Mk.II, and it's actually specifically olive drab for British vehicles 1944 to 45. Using Vallejo greens can be a bit of a challenge because they don't actually specify what green to use for vehicles. They will just have things like olive drab, brown violet, and that sort of thing, so it can be a bit of a challenge to sort out which one you should be using to try and get a match for the period. The tracks have been given a coat of natural steel from Vallejo, so this may look quite a bit different to my other Churchills, but we'll just live with it. I'm looking forward to see how this turns out once my second coat of olive drab has been added, and we've got a wash on there to see how it accentuates. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay guys, so at last the build is complete, and I'll show you the finished article of the Churchill Mk.II. So here it is, in all its glory. I've still got to put a matte varnish on it, but as I basically keep saying, it's too wet and too cold to do that at present. I really like the colour of this. I like that Mk.II British Armour 1944-45. I think I'll use that more in future. So I've managed to just finish the commander figure, and I've stuck him in. Not much weathering on this one. There was just a sludge wash added and then wiped off. There's no real weathering on the tracks there, just some darkening on the recessed parts and then highlighted on the elevated parts of the tracks. I tried to give a bit of a sag to the front of the tracks there to give the impression of weight, but I'm not too sure whether it works. The base you would have all seen before. It's a generic base that I just throw things on in order to try and give some kind of display to the vehicle. So another Churchill added to my collection. I'm quite pleased with this one, and it'll go well with the crocodile and with the Mk.II. And I think I've mentioned before that I've got at least 2 other Churchills in this scale, and I can get a 3rd one, so getting quite a collection together. Anyway guys, that's it. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I hope all your builds are going well, and I'll catch up with you soon.